Rugby World Rankings after 4 weeks of November internationals, folks. The Boks will finish the year #1 in the world. The top 6 have been set in stone for the upcoming World Cup draw. And I'm wearing Japan gear because they are perhaps the biggest winners of the week with their last-minute winner over Georgia. We'll go through the changes which have happened in this most recent week. There is still Wales up against South Africa to go. How might that affect the rankings? And you guys can let us know your thoughts on how fair or not things are. So your top 6 for the World Cup, that's your 1 through 6. Those will be your top seeds. So these guys will not be in the same pool at the upcoming World Cup in 2027. It's South Africa, New Zealand, England, Ireland, France, and Argentina. I say South Africa will finish the year #1 despite having one game to go because they are just so far ahead at the moment. 93.94, they are up with that Irish win. It's not quite as high as South Africa has ever made it. Russie had them up to 94.86 last year, but they are comfortably the top side in the world at the moment. The All Blacks, 90.33. Even if the Boks were to lose to Wales by 16 points or more, don't know what money you'd be getting on that one if you're betting on it, but it'd be a minor miracle, maybe a full miracle. They would still only drop 3 points. So they would still be #1 in the world, even barring the biggest of upsets. So South Africa will finish the year #1. New Zealand didn't take any points off Wales because they are so far ahead of Wales in the world rankings, despite that 52 points to 26 win. And South Africa will be in the same boat next week. No points on offer if you beat Wales with the gap there. As I said before, it does get harder and harder to take points the further you get away from teams, because you get more points from taking. Like I said, Wales can take 3 points if they were to smash the Boks. It's just easier to take points off teams who are ranked above you. That's the way the system works. England are on a cracking run at the moment. They are still in third, and they took points off the Argentinians as they held on at the death. Bit of controversy at the end of that one with Felipe Contepomi and Tom Curry getting into it, but up 0.32. And I'll have to have a look at the Six Nations odds at some point, but certainly England's doing themselves, I don't know, a bit of a favour with all this winning they're doing. It's becoming a habit for the English lads. And Ireland, are they a side seemingly trending in the other direction? There's no shame in getting well beaten at home by the Boks at the moment. My All Blacks did the same thing. So they are down that 0.88 to 87.97, just ahead of France, who marginally gained with the win over the Wallabies. And remember, there was potential for the French to drop out of the top 6 if they'd lost by a big margin to the Wallabies, but nope, they hang on there, and the Pumas do lose those points in that England game, but retain that top 6 spot, which would have been pretty important for them, as I said, for that World Cup draw. They finished pretty comfortably in the top 6, to be fair. Like, there was a while where it looked like Scotland or the Wallabies or Fiji could potentially run them down, but those teams lost key games, and the Argentinians won the ones that mattered. Like, Scotland had a chance over in Fiji to get points. They lost it. They had a chance to take points off Argentina. They lost it. So, yeah, Argentina won the ones they needed to win. So I think pretty deserving over that top 6 spot. Wallabies had a pretty rotten end to the year, finishing 7th. Fiji did beat Spain in their final week of autumn games. They beat them 41-33, which is not by any means a hammering. I haven't seen that game, but yeah, they still managed to get a little bit of points from it. Scotland and Italy, no changes with their wins over Tonga and Chile, respectively. And then Wales, despite their loss, they're heading up in the world. Why are Wales going up? It's because Japan did them a favor. Japan had one last chance to go from the third tier or the third banding of sides, the sides 13 through 18, they had to beat Georgia. They were ahead in that game. Then Georgia kind of ran them down, scored a late try, got themselves in the lead, but also conceded a late breakdown penalty, which Japan converted. So Japan took 1.51 off the Georgians. The Georgians have been in this area ahead of Wales for, I feel like, ages. Potentially years at this point. Georgia have been comfortably in the 7 through 12 spots for a long, long time. But dropping that result has seen them drop below Wales's score, and Japan has passed them. So Japan will be in the band 2 teams at the World Cup draw. Georgia will be in band 3, so they will draw one of these teams and one of these teams. Rough for the Georgians. In the long run, it may not make much difference. Like at the moment, you would think a World Cup winner is in all likelihood going to come from 1 through 6. But yeah, sports have got upsets in them, so you want to give yourself the best chance. It's not done Georgia any favors. Uruguay are up, Spain are down in their recent results as well. Samoa qualified for the World Cup. If you missed that one, they are not on the board because they actually dropped because they only drew with Belgium in that final repechage tournament. Samoa went into the game with Belgium 1 point ahead due to a bonus point in the previous games against Namibia and Brazil. And that proved to be conclusive because, it was a 13-all draw between Samoa and Belgium. So World Rankings points, Samoa actually lost out in that one, but it was good enough for World Cup qualification. Tonga and Chile are up in the World Rankings. But yeah, these are how things are looking at the moment. I feel like it's a fairly decent reflection. South Africa's clearly number one side at the moment. The All Blacks are getting a lot of stick, but we only lost 3 games this year. England are certainly tracking well and have improved into 3rd. Ireland have some questions to answer, you feel like, in 2026. France have been up and down. Argentina, you feel like on their day can certainly beat anybody. And are probably the 6th best team in the world. And there's the chasing pack. You guys let us know your thoughts. I don't know that we need to update the world rankings after next week's game, barring a Welsh miracle. But it might be interesting to have a look at the kind of pre-season stuff like 2025 and what happened come the end of 2025 to see who has changed, like from the start of the year to the end of the year. Where's the movement been? And we can kind of track how the teams are progressing to see if it fits with the kind of gut feel. But anyway, it's been a cracking November period. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I would greatly appreciate that. If you enjoy the World Rankings vids, they're always a fun one to make. Take care, folks, and talk to you guys again soon. See you later.